Welcome to Cali's Take. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you get the newest content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, after the trade deadline and all the trades that went through, teams made some adjustments all around the league. Some major pieces were dealt, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and you had some key acquisitions that were put into place for the Clippers. Even the Lakers got a few, key pieces that I think that can make them a little bit better. I don't know if it's going to change life for them, but I think it can definitely make them formidable. So, and a lot of teams, really, when you looked at the trade deadline, a lot of teams made some key acquisitions, got some key acquisitions, some key trades, and some good pieces, or some pieces that I think that'll fit. And based upon all that, after everything's said and done, you got to ask yourself, like, what are the Clippers' chances of winning the West and winning a championship now after the trades are being made? That's the question I had in my head. So when I think about it, right now the Clippers are 6th in the West after losing the game against Dallas, and, the Clippers right now, one game can make or break any team's chances of winning or getting to the playoffs. That's how close the West is. The Clippers lost a game to Dallas when Kyrie came, Kyrie's debut, and they were in the 4th place. Now they're in the 6th seed, and it can go down from there depending on how many, losses they have in a row, or it can go up depending on how many, wins they sustain going forward, but at the same time, the West is so tough, and if it was tough before, like I said in my previous video, it's even tougher now, because now you got Kevin Durant on the Phoenix Suns. A lot of people are crowning them the NBA champions already. And there again, Kevin Durant goes to another super team. And, I like Kevin Durant. I really do. He's one of my favorite players. But the one thing I just can't stand about Kevin Durant, he has to always go to a super team to win a championship. He can never take a team himself with good pieces around him and maybe one other superstar player. He can never win a championship like that. He always has to have like a big three. And, that might be the knock on his career, when it's all said and done. You always had to have a big three to win championships. You never won a championship with you and one other superstar, or you and a bunch of role players. You know what I'm saying? And took it the distance. When we think about the Warriors, they won a championship before KD got there. And that's why him and Draymond had that falling out, because you can't win one without us. You can't win one without a super team. You need everything around you to be perfect. But they crown you. A lot of people look at you as the best player in the league, but you got to be better than that. If you're the best player in the league, you should be able to take one other superstar and win a championship. Not, got to have a super team to win championships. That shouldn't define your career, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But, the Suns are going to be a contender. Luka in Dallas, along with Kyrie, is going to be a contender, of course. It's tough. And then, the Nuggets are number 1 still currently. Then you got to think about the New Orleans Pelicans when Zion comes back with B.I. and C.J. McCollum. They got a nice team there. I think they were the number 1 seed earlier in the season before Zion went down. And, it's just going to be tough. And you still can't count out the Golden State Warriors that are defending champs. Memphis looks a little bit better now that they got, one of Clippers' snipers in Luke Kennard. That, to me, that makes them a little bit more better, well-rounded with their offense in regards to having another shooter added to, some of the shooters that they have in Desmond Bane. I think, Tyus Jones can knock down shots pretty well. When Ja's hot, he can, shoot a little bit. They got a really good team, and they got defense and size. They could be a real matchup problem for somebody in a 7-game series too. So, the West is just really stacked and really tough. And, where the Clippers fit at with all this, I still give the Clippers a puncher's chance to go out there and win a championship, because it's just going to be tough though, because really, the matchup that they would have against those teams I just named, it would be a difficult matchup, because honestly, the Clippers don't match up that well against the Denver Nuggets. Now they got one of Denver Nuggets pieces in Bones Highland. That might help a lot. I didn't think they matched up with them really well. I didn't think that the Clippers, I figured they would have a little bit of trouble matching up well with the New Orleans Pelicans too, based upon all the size New Orleans has, and Zion is just a monster in there. I don't know who's going to stop him in the paint if they had to play him. But I mean, and then of course the matchup nightmare now for every team in the West and in the league would be the Phoenix Suns. So, it's going to be a matchup issue, with the Clippers. What's going to get the Clippers over the hump if they're able to do it is, Kawhi Leonard turning into the basketball god that he can be, that he's shown us that he can be in the past. I mean, that's really what it's going to take. And Paul George is going to have to, mimic some of that too, because right now they're the two best wings in the league. I still think arguably Kawhi is the best defender in the league. No doubt about it. The claws is always on the loose, always on the run. But at the same time, I think, they're going to have to, use a lot more energy in these series this year than what they did previous years. And I know that's crazy because they had to use a lot of energy a couple of seasons ago when they were down 0-2 in every series just to get to the conference finals against the Suns, where they lost. And, ultimately because Kawhi wasn't there. And that was the rest was history. But at the same time, I think it's going to be even harder this year for them because, like I said, let's just hypothetically say, first round, they might have to face a team like Phoenix. Phoenix isn't the number one team. They're not the number one seed in the West. Yeah, they can be before it's all said and done, but they might not be. They might be the third seed or something like that, or the fourth seed. And I think the Clippers are going to land somewhere around the fourth to sixth seed. That's where I feel like the Clippers are going to land, in regards to their playoff position. So if they're the fourth or sixth seed, and let's say, the Phoenix Suns are second or third, then that would be a first round, possibly a first round matchup, for them. And that would be, a huge first round matchup. I mean, they get out of that series, then I would think they will win the championship. They get out of that series somehow. But like I said, and then you don't want to draw Luka first because you had him, you faced him like 2 straight years. And now he's coming back with some more artillery with Kyrie. That's going to make it even tougher to beat them in a 7-game series, because you were down 0-2 against them the last time you faced Luka, and he was up 2-0, and he didn't even have no help at the time. So now that he does, man, it's going to be really tough to stop Luka and everything that he wants to do, having Kyrie being his buddy, able to score just as much as he can or drop more points than he can. So, I mean, it's just definitely a tough road for the Clippers, a tough journey. If the Clippers find a way to win this championship here, or win a championship this year with all that has happened in this trade deadline, you got to say that's arguably you would have to say it's arguably one of the best runs at a championship of all time. I mean, you'd have to put it up there, because the West, everybody's already crowning Phoenix. A lot of people are crowning Dallas, possibly. A lot of people still giving the Nuggets the benefit of the doubt because they are number one. And then the dark horse pick that a lot of people look at, could be Zion and the Pelicans. So, I mean, that's really tough there too. So, man, I don't know. It's a toss up, but I'm still, going to ride and say the Clippers can do it. As long as Kawhi's on your team, you got a chance. And, hopefully the Clippers don't fall into a play-in tournament type situation, because that'll be an even tougher road for them. But, it's definitely going to be a journey, and a journey that they all will not forget. Shout out to Reggie Jackson and Luke Kennard. They're not with the team no more, but in spirit they are, even though they're with another team now, riding with them. It's all about the Clippers and what they have. So hopefully they can keep everything in line together and stay healthy and try to build this continuity with the few players that they added. Bones Highland, Eric Gordon, and, get some minutes, hopefully, for Mason Plumlee, because they need some more minutes in that center position. He's definitely a big body. He can block a few shots. He can rebound pretty well. He's a good offensive rebounder, too, underratedly. So, I mean, that's a plus that they have there. And, they're going to have to do it by committee, for the most part. Hopefully Bones Highland could be the point guard that they need him to be, because he definitely could play at a high level. I like his IQ for basketball. I like the way he plays. He's definitely kind of a highlight type player, but he definitely plays within his realm. He doesn't do nothing. He doesn't try anything that he's not good at. And that's what I like about Bones. I really do. And I appreciate that about his game. So I think he's a very good underrated pickup for them, because he played really good for the Nuggets. I'm not going to lie. He played play really good for them. And we'll just have to see how it's all put together. But I'm still riding with the Clippers in the West. I still think their chances are good. I still think they can. It's going to definitely take 7 games to beat the Suns. I definitely think it'll take 7 games to beat Dallas. But and then the Warriors, that would be a tough matchup too if they get healthy with Steph and everything. That probably would go 7 games also. So as I said before, they might be in 3. If they make it to the finals, by the time they get to the finals, they might have played 2 or 3 series where they had to go a game 7 in each of those series. I mean, so they might be dog tired if they do make it to the finals, and hopefully they have enough energy to finish it and seal the deal. But it's going to be a very, very intriguing playoffs. This might be the most intriguing playoffs I think I've ever seen, probably, or at least in a while. So I can't wait to see it. There's still some regular season games left, of course, after All-Star break and everything. But the playoffs is really going to be hyped up. You know what I'm saying? It's really going to be crazy this year. It's really going to be like just really litty. It's just going to be, I don't know. It's just going to be like up there for me as one of the best playoffs ever, probably, especially on the West side. So we're going to have to see how it all unfolds, and hopefully the Clippers can come out on top. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.